who is the fullback for the Panthers. And Jeff, what's happening down that way? I wasn't looking up.
I believe Arkadelphia won the toss, Bob, and like Benton has been doing the past 3 weeks when it's won, has deferred to the second half so it will get the ball.
And it looks like the Panthers will be receiving to start the ball game from the south. And, of course, the Arkadelphia Badgers will be kicking off from the north here at C.W. Lewis Stadium. It's a good crowd on hand, a capacity crowd for homecoming 1987. Well, Jeff, in your estimation, what will be the one big factor that the Panthers will have to pull off tonight to win this game?
Benton will have to turn in its best defensive performance of the year, Bob. The numbers Arkadelphia has rolled up have been awesome. They're averaging almost 400 yards a game offense. Benton will need to control the ball offensively to eat up the clock, to keep it out of the hands of Arkadelphia, which I think that'll be probably the #1 factor if Benton can control. And Benton needs to show some offensive consistency that it hasn't really shown this year.
Okay, we'll be back with the kickoff here at C.W. Lewis Stadium in 1 minute.
Good one, as Bob said. Arkadelphia comes in ranked high in the state in the top 3. They're 3-0 in the season, ranked 3rd. The Panthers with a chance tonight, Jeffrey, to get the hands on the ball first to jump back into the top 10. A win over Arkadelphia would just simply erase that 6-0 loss away from a lot of people's minds.
Erased from a lot of people's mind, but I think it's something Benton will always remember, and that maybe we can look back in a few weeks and say it was a loss to Old Main that really turned this Benton team around.
Back deep, setting up, trots back to the 5-yard line. Robert McNeely. We haven't seen him bust one all year, but he has the speed. He's the fastest Panther. He's flanked on the near side of the field by Shane Smith, and on the far side of the field by one of the Wright brothers, Randy Wright. Just about set to go with football from C.W. Lewis Stadium. Big crowd on hand. It's homecoming, and let's hope the Panthers can celebrate with a victory, as we're still waiting from the go-ahead from Mr. Referee. And, Jeff, the anticipation for this ball game, high for the opener, but you can really feel it tonight.
There's a lot of emotion. These two towns not too far apart, and both have strong football traditions, and they both want to beat each other.
Arkadelphia, a 3A team that plays 4A ball. They've beaten Old Main, beaten Arkadelphia, and trying to make it 3 in a row. Beaten Texarkana, trying to make it 3 in a row in 4A tonight against Benton. And that's an awful tough task for a 3A school to beat Texarkana, then come to Benton.
Yeah, hopefully one thing that could help Benton is the Badgers may have left a lot of their heart and soul on that field last week against Texarkana, which if you had a choice, if you asked Arkadelphia who would you rather beat, Texarkana or Benton, most teams would pick Texarkana because of what it's done in recent years. So hopefully that might be something to help Benton. Coach Outlaw, John Outlaw, Arkadelphia's coach, thinks that the Badgers may have left a little on the field.
Still waiting for the referee to give us the go-ahead. He does, and we're just about set for football. Arkadelphia, Andy Russell into it. High kick. McNeely waits at the 7. He's across the 10, running left at the 15. Cuts upfield. He's nailed at the 19. And the fans across their way come to their feet. Good hit on McNeely at the 19, and that's where the Benton offense will take over. Tommy Jumper, looking for a big game out of Tommy. Just 3 for 15 through the air last week. The whole offense really ineffective against Old Main. In the backfield, Craig Lincoln, left to right, Robert McNeely and Kirk Shelnut. Scott Long, talented tight end, comes out of the huddle. He'll work near side of the field. And it looks for about the first time this year, a double tight end setup. Randy Russell in on the left side, backs in a bone. Jumper with the long count, turns and gives. Kirk Shelnut spins across the 20 to the 21. That'll be it. It'll be second down, 8 yards to go. Jeffrey, Dwight Fite talked earlier in the week about using the 2 tight end setup, trying to power Arkadelphia right away. Randy Russell in the ball game.
I think Coach Fite's trying to negate some of the speed of the Badgers where they have a big advantage. But right now we got Monty Cornwell going in and splitting, and Randy Russell coming out.
So Russell out, Cornwell in. It'll be second down, 8 yards to go. And once again, Monty lines up at a tight end spot, so they stay in the double tight end set. Scott Long separates himself about 3 yards from the tackle. Now Jumper gives right side. Not much running room across the 25 to the 26. Call it a gain of 4 yards. for Robert McNeely or for Craig Lincoln. So it'll be third down, 3.5 yards to go. And you hate to call a play this early in the game, first offensive series big, but it's so important tonight that Benton keeps the ball away from the Arkadelphia offense.
The best way to keep Arkadelphia from scoring is not let them have the ball, so that would be the Panthers' #1 objective tonight.
Third down, 3.5 yards to go. The ball at the Benton 25. They have to get to about the Arkadelphia 29. Jumper, play action, rolls right. He's going to be nailed in the backfield. Swarming defense back at the 19-yard line. 3 Badgers there. You just about name the whole defense. Donnie Thomas up from his cornerback spot. It'll be a 4th down and 9.5 yards to go, and immediately we see the quickness of Arkadelphia come into play. Jumper just no chance on the corner.
Tommy was looking to throw, and he never had time to even look. The defense was on top of him.
Oh, one of the state's most dangerous return men. Stands at the Arkadelphia 41-yard line. That's Dennis Browning. He can do it all. Dwight Fight called him a Johnny Rogers. Scott's kick, line drive, angled out of bounds. It's going to take a bounce at the 48 and be down there. And Arkadelphia offense will get the football in Benton territory to open up the ball game. Let's take a quick 30-second break. The score, Benton nothing, Arkadelphia nothing. On first down, Bruce Bailey goes right side for the better part of 9 yards. Call it second down, 1 yard to go for the high-powered Arkadelphia offense as they work in their first possession at the Benton 41-yard line.
Steve, that looked a lot like what a lot of people know as the USC student body right sweep. They pitched to Bailey and let him go.
Second down, 1 yard to go. Lanius under center. Backs in an eye. 4th with Bailey. Bailey gets the call left side. He's stuck at the line of scrimmage, leans forward for a first down. Craig Lincoln up with the initial hit. Bobby Van Cleve to put the stop on Bailey, but not before he picked up a first down. And the first down of this ball game goes to the Badgers of Arkadelphia High School as they work at the Benton 39-yard line. Just underway. 8:50 to go first quarter. No score. Arkadelphia and Benton. They'll send receivers wide right and wide left. Browning goes wide to the right, Finley to the left side. Back still in the eye. Lanius looks at a 5-man front. Gives to Fort running room. Close to a first down as he spins to the 30-yard line. Tripped up by Bobby Van Cleve, and call it second down, 1.5 yards to go for the Arkadelphia Badgers. An offensive machine this season. They're averaging over 30 points a game.
Arkadelphia is having no trouble moving early. It looked like the Panthers were looking for the tailback there, and they slipped it inside to the fullback.
Second down, 1 yard to go. Once again, receivers go wide left and right. Now in motion goes Fort. Bailey the single back. He gets the pitch, goes right side. He's nailed by Heath next. Call it a loss of 2 back at the 33-yard line. And the big sophomore is quick as a cat from his tackle spot.
Heath next did a good play there. As a lot of you know, Heath is filling in for Kelsey Dedman, who's still on the sidelines because of a hamstring injury. And he got in the backfield and upset Bruce Bailey.
Third down, 3.5 yards to go. Now Finley goes wide right. In the slot to the right side is Browning. Backs in an eye. Lanius, quick count. Pitches back to Bailey, left side. Running for a first down. Watch out. He's in the secondary. He trips and falls at the Benton 22-yard line. If Bruce Bailey keeps his feet, he is gone. Big third down on the ground for Arkadelphia. A lot of confidence in that running game.
They have a lot of confidence in the running game. And, of course, the thing about it, it sets up the passing game, which is just as potent.
So Lanius directs Arkadelphia to its second first down early in the first quarter. They have the ball at the Benton 23-yard line. Receivers left and right. Scott Long takes Fort and throws him down at back of the line of scrimmage. Fort took exception to it, had a few words with Scott, but that's one guy he doesn't want to mess with. Call it second down now and 12 yards to go. And my friends, that was just one-on-one, and Scott whipped Lavelle Fort, one of the better backs in the state.
Mr. Fort didn't think he's supposed to be handled that way, I don't believe.
Welcome to C.W. Lewis Stadium, Lavelle Fort. It'll be second down, 12.5 yards to go. Lanius back to throw his first pass of the game. Rolling right, the heat's on. He fires. It's going to be incomplete. Off the hands of a receiver. Randy Russell and Heath Nix were there to say hello to John Lanius, who on the season, going into that pass, had completed 19 of 28 tosses.
Lanius had also completed 7 straight, the last 7 in the game against Texarkana last week.
Boy, the pressure. Can't say enough about the job on that play by both Randy Russell and Heath Nix. Big third down and 12 yards to go. Receiver left into the right side. Dangerous customer, Dennis Browning, backs in an eye. Lanius, he's going to be the draw to Bailey. He's hit the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. Greg Mundy, the sophomore, into the defense. Answer the challenge. It'll be 4th down, 13 yards to go. Spotting the ball at the 28-yard line, and this is 4 down territory for the Arkadelphia Badgers.
The Badgers have quite a lot of confidence in the offense. This could be a big lift for the Panthers if they can hold them here.
6:20, clock on the move. First quarter. Arkadelphia with a big 4th and 13 yards to go from the Benton 28-yard line. Slot left side is Browning. Wide left is Finley. Lonnie is back to throw. He's rolling right. Here comes the pressure. Mundy hands up. Pass incomplete. Off the hands of Robert McNeely. Good play by Robert McNeely. He intercepts it at the Arkadelphia 5, and the Benton offense is backed up, and Dwight Feist is probably on one knee saying, no, Robert, but a good defensive play. Once again, Lanius was rushed, Jeff.
Yeah, Benton is getting good pressure on the quarterback.
So the Panther defense gets a good hand from the partisan crowd at C.W. Lewis Stadium, and they deserved it as they hold the high-powered Arkadelphia Badgers, averaging over 30 points a game. Arkadelphia took the ball in Benton territory and could only work it to the Panther 27. Tommy Jumper out under center. Back still in the bone. 2 tight end set. Option. Right side. Jumper. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Spins forward to the 29-yard line. Call it a gain of 1.5 yards. Tommy spun off 1 hit, then bounced forward. George Boyette, 225-pound junior, dealt a pretty good lick at the initial point of the line of scrimmage, and Tommy did it on his own to get an extra yard.
Look for Tommy to keep a lot more on the option. This is one thing that Coach Fight talked to him about this week.
The ball on the near hash mark, closest to the Benton sideline. It's 2nd down, now 8 yards to go. Scott Long, tight end right side. Monty Cornwell, tight end left. Jumper gives to Craig Lincoln. He's got 2 or 3, and once again, swarming defense from Arkadelphia as Benton plods along out to the 34-yard line, and the game plan is simple. Dwight Fight has the size, and he's going to do his best to power Arkadelphia out of there.
It's definitely going to be a game of power for the Panthers. Jake Goheen just went in, so we may see our first split in of the night.
It'll be 3rd down, call it 2.5 yards to go, maybe 3. The ball at the Benton 29, Panthers at the Benton 34. Panthers have to get to the 37.5. Goheen goes tight left, Long tight right. The give goes left side to Shellnut, and forget it. Rusty New, 240-pound senior. It was hard to find or determine who was carrying the ball because big 74 in white had his body just plastered all over Kirk Shellnut.
New did a good job that time against the right tackle and had him whipped and stopped the Panthers short.
So Scott Long on again to attempt his 2nd punt of the game. He stands back at the 19-yard line. Browning back at the 33-yard line of Arkadelphia set to return. The snap is good. Here comes the pressure. Scott will get the punt off. It's high, end over end. Browning's going to return it. He's at the 32. Goes right at the 35, 40, 45. Watch out. 40-yard line. He's finally nailed inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. I believe Craig Lincoln may have got over there with a little help from the sideline.
Craig Lincoln put a good shot there on Bailey to stop him.
So Arkadelphia, once again, with a golden opportunity and great field position, they'll take over at the Benton 40-yard line. 2 possessions. Both have started in Benton territory.
And that's something you don't need to do against a team that's as strong as offensively as Arkadelphia.
Finley comes wide to the left side. Wide right is Browning. Lanius turns, gives to Fort, nailed to the line of scrimmage after a gain of about 2.5, maybe 3 yards. Kirk Shellnut and Scott Long over from his tackle spot to help out. It'll be 2nd down, call it 7 yards to go. They spot the ball at the Benton 36-yard line. Arkadelphia needs to get to the Panther 30 for a 1st down. Browning goes wide to the right side. He, along with Lanius, co-players of the week last week. Associated Press in their win over Texarkana. Bailey, right side, running hard, stretches close to a 1st down. It's going to be about a half a yard shy. Randy Russell, good pursuit from his defensive end spot. So it'll be a big 3rd and call it a yard to go. And this really a dangerous play when you have all that speed on that Arkadelphia side.
If you bunch it in too tight and they break the line of scrimmage, it could be gone. Yeah, you might see the Badgers trap for the end zone here, thinking they can come back on 4th and 1.
Twin receivers go to the near side of the field. That's the left side. Backs in an eye. Lanius turns. Fort gets the call. He's got the 1st down, but flags are down at the line of scrimmage, and Jeff Reed looking for a holding call. going to be motion, but it'll turn a 3rd and 1 into a 3rd and 6. So Arkadelphia, with a little over 3 minutes left to go in the first half, really almost in a crucial spot. They've had the ball twice in Benton territory, and here now with a 3rd and 6 at the Benton 36-yard line, and if the Panther defense could stop them here.
The Badgers have had a history of being a team that gets impatient. They like to hit quick, and the longer you can hold them without that score, the more frustration you can build up for them, and this is something Benton's got to try to do.
One receiver right, left side goes Browning. In motion, Fort. Lanius wants to throw, fires over the middle. He's got a receiver, McGee, 20, 15, 10, 5. He goes in the end zone. Found the tight end over the middle. Craig Lincoln looked like he was going to bring McGee down at the 5. Couldn't do it. And once again, you see the wide variety, the arsenal of weapons John Lanius has to work with. 36 yards for the score. 6-0. Arkadelphia on the board, and just what Dwight Fite didn't want to see, the big play early on.
That's got to kill the Benton defense because it had done a good job holding Arkadelphia up to that point.
Andy Russell will attempt the point after. Arkadelphia moving right to left on your radio dial, and Russell, he's used to it. He gets a lot of practice. Drills it right down the middle. We'll take a 1-minute timeout with the score. Arkadelphia 7, Benton nothing. C.W. Lewis Stadium. Andy Russell to kick off. Robert McNeely back at the 7. Cuts across the 10. Middle of the field. 15, 20, 25. He is stuck and driven to the ground at the 27-yard line. Quickly to the field. And Bob Edmondson. Robert, how's the attitude down on that sideline?
It was very high, Steve, up to a couple of moments ago with that big touchdown pass for Arkadelphia, but it looks like the Panthers are getting back up, and, of course, Coach Don Fulcher firing up that fighting Panther defense, and he told them next time we'll get them. Back up to you, Steve.
We'll be checking in with Robert throughout the game. He's positioned on the Benton sideline right along the fighting Panthers. Offense gets a shot now wide to the left side for the first time this game. Goes Monty Cornwell. Jumper, play action, does a good job faking. He's going to keep the ball across the 30, 35. Tommy a move 40. Watch out on the sideline. 45-yard line. Reaches forward to the 47-yard line. A breakaway shirt, tearaway shirt, and Tommy Jumper is gone.
That's one thing. Coach Fite and I, we talked about this. He said Tommy has got to start running the ball in the bootleg, which is what they ran there, to make the cornerback commit. Scott Long was open. If it had taken a perfect pass to get to him, Tommy didn't risk it, turned it up, and got the big first down. That's Benton's first down of the night.
If you're going to watch this game on replay, take notice of a big-time play-action fake by Tommy Jumper. Scott Long, tight end right side. First down, the call right up the middle. Forget it. Robert McNeely is stacked up. 3 white jerseys in the middle of that defensive line. Greb Somerville, Rusty New, Rick Davis, George Boyette. Arkadelphia may not possess the size of Benton. It's a 2nd down 9 situation, but early on, Jeff Reed, plenty of tenacity in that front.
The Badgers have always been real aggressive defensively. They don't have the size Benton has, but they have excellent quickness.
Benton trailing 7-0, inside 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. The ball at the Panther 49, 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Scott Long, tight end right side. Jumper wants Long in traffic. Scott with a catch. The Raging Bull for a first down. It took 4 Arkadelphia Badgers to bring Scott Long down at the Arkadelphia 41-yard line. But it wouldn't have been possible had it not been a perfect pass from Tommy Jumper.
That was a perfect pass, and it hit Scott right about the waist. He just kind of reached in, kind of like a handoff that was in there. He made a good catch, and he is just a strong runner.
The Panthers, with a little over a minute to play in the first quarter, trailing 7-0, threatening for the first time in the ball game, have the ball at the Arkadelphia 41-yard line. Backs in the bone. Tommy turns, gives the shell nut, dive right side, give Kirk a gain of 2, call it a 2nd down, 8 yards to go. So Dwight Fite at this point, as he sends Jake Goheen into the ball game with the play, showing Arkadelphia the run up the middle, and sooner or later, they're going to pop them like they did with the pass to Long.
they hit a couple of more passes that'll have the Badgers thinking pass, and it will open up the running game.
Goheen goes wide to the left side, right in front of Arkadelphia head coach John Outlaw. Jumper turns, play action, plenty of time. Looks right, tucks it under. He's going to run. He's going to be hit and spun down behind the line of scrimmage, called a loss of 3. It'll be third down, 13 yards to go. And you mentioned that they were going to have Tommy thinking more run than pass, and he may have committed himself just a touch early on that play.
It didn't help there that he got hit and broke free, and by the time he broke free from the tackle, the pursuit was there, and it threw him for a loss.
Make it 3rd and 12. Time running down in the first quarter. That's it. Let's take a 1-minute break. Your score after a quarter: Arkadelphia 7, your Benton Panthers 0. Boy. Third down, 13 yards to go. Tommy Jumper rolling right under extreme pressure. Just a touch off target for the bomb for Scott Long deep in Arkadelphia territory. The result, it brings up a 4th down and 12 yards to go at the Arkadelphia 42-yard line. And with the arsenal of offensive weapons Arkadelphia does possess, Benton will punt. With Dennis Browning back, Jeff Reed, it's a good idea that Scott angle for the out of bounds and get that ball out of bounds.
Benton could come out of this in good position if they could pin the Badgers deep.
Scott, low snap, handles it, takes his time. High kick. Browning waits at the 10. He'll field it at the 11. Coming near side, breaks the tackle. Randy Russell pursuing. He'll get him at the 18-yard line. Good job by Randy Russell running down Dennis Browning. A job that's easier said than done. A lot of folks, Browning drapes a towel from his pants, and I believe 3 or 4 Panthers got a taste of the towel, but a little harder to get a good shot of Browning.
It's a good thing Randy had him, or he may have been gone. He was a hair away from breaking that one.
So Arkadelphia back in business. 1st and 10, first time in this ball game they've been operating in their own territory, or start at their own 20-yard line. Gift goes to Bailey, hurdles out across to the 23-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Your clock, 11 minutes, 18 seconds running, first half. The score, Arkadelphia 7, Benton 0. And the defense, every time almost now, is just crucial that they hold Arkadelphia.
Benton cannot afford to get in a hole deep and early.
So it'll be 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Short equipment timeout. Now everybody's set to go. And Arkadelphia sends two receivers to the right side. Dennis Browning and Andy Russell. Russell does the kicking. Gift goes to Bailey. He is stuck at the line of scrimmage. Call it a gain of a yard. 2nd down, give it about 1.5 yards. Call it 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Looked like Randy Russell knifed over from his end spot and delivered quite a shot.
Randy crashed in hard from the left side, and Kirk Shelnutt was there to hit him head on. It was a good collision.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. Randy might have been shaken up just a bit on the play. Stays on the field. As Arkadelphia comes out, twin receivers left side. Lanius pitches to Bailey. Works right side. He's going to be hit and dropped before the 1st down marker. Greg Mundy pursuing from his nose guard spot, gets help from Craig Lincoln to make the stop, and for the first time this game, we're going to see the Arkadelphia punt unit, and a lot of folks, opponents of Arkadelphia, don't get to see that punt unit at all.
From the statistics they've wrote up the first few games, I don't think they've had a lot of work from the punt team.
What were the numbers against Old Main?
They had 440 yards total offense and 21 first down.
There's not that much time to punt when you get those numbers. Finley back deep at the 15. Gets the kick off. It is terrible. Headed for the Benton sidelines and caught by one of the coaches. I think it's Kathy making the reception at the 47. Let's see where they mark the ball. Dwight Fite and now says you mark it on the angle, not where Kathy caught the ball. He's not one of our return men, and they will mark it at the Arkadelphia 44-yard line, and that's where that field position game pays off.
It's a good thing. If that's any indication of the Panther punting game, maybe they spend a lot of time working on the offense.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Benton at the Arkadelphia 44-yard line. The clock, 9:40 to play to the half. Benton trailing 7-0. Jake Goheen comes wide on the near side, backs in the bone. Jumper turns, option right side. Tommy pitches, watch out, Lincoln across the 40, 35, there goes the football. Scramble, looks like Arkadelphia may have recovered. Let's see. Gonna wait for the signal, and yes, it's Badger football. Benton's best hope was for the ball to get out of bounds, but not even with the grass cut short, the ball couldn't even get out of bounds. And a big run by Craig Lincoln goes for naught as Arkadelphia gets the football back via the fumble.
The fumble was right by the sideline, and I saw Scott Long chasing after it hard, but apparently the Badgers got it just before it went out of bounds.
So Arkadelphia with the football at its own 23-yard line, a 7-0 lead. Finley comes wide to the near side. Browning in the spot. Oh, and in the backfield, Mundy quickly corrals Bailey. Call it a gain of maybe an inch or two. Call it 2nd and 10. And Greg Mundy, very active from his nose guard spot tonight. Be 2nd down, 9.5 yards to go. And the defense, outside of the one big touchdown pass to McGee, has done a great job.
The Benton defense is hanging tough. And, you know, the longer they play with them, the more confidence it will build for the defense.
Browning flanker right side. Russell goes wide to the right side. They're going to give on the reverse to Browning. Running left side. There goes the penalty flag. Browning is hit and down after a gain of 2 or 3 yards. Bill Lincoln, a great job of holding his position at defensive end, along with Bobby Van Cleve on the hit. Anytime you run a reverse, the chance for the penalty against the offense is big. Referee works his way over, and a big holding call will go against Arkadelphia. Benton has the option whether to push that offense back and give them an extra down. It'd either be a 2nd and maybe 20 yards to go, or 3rd and 7.
Looks like they're going to take it, Steve.
Now, Jeff, at this point, we see the Benton defense reacting, even with the penalty flag. That bodes well if they can hold Browning on a reverse like that. And Bill Lincoln did what you have to do. He turned Browning inside.
The defensive ends have done a lot better job with contain. Early in the year, it was a weak spot for Benton, but with Benton's lack of speed, the defensive ends have got to play contain, and it's extremely important.
2nd down, 20 yards to go. Arkadelphia's own 13-yard line. Fort gets the call up the middle. He is nailed at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 20, Scott Long in the general vicinity, and I believe Fort's going to go into halftime seeing big number 80 in maroon and telling some of those offensive linemen, I'm sick of seeing the guy. Get rid of him. It's 3rd down and 20 yards to go for Arkadelphia. Receiver near side is Browning. Far side is Finley. The draw to Bailey. Watch out. He's in the secondary running hard. There goes the football. He catches it midair. Runs for the 1st down. Still going. Finally dropped out near across the 35 at the 37-yard line for an Arkadelphia 1st down. You heard right. Bailey lost the ball and in midair and just grabbed it back and ran for the 1st down, somehow keeping his concentration in stride.
He got when he did fumble the ball, he got a good break that it was right in front of him, and his momentum carried him right into the ball. That right there shows how speed is so deadly. Benton has the advantage for 3 plays, and all of a sudden they popped one, and the Badgers have a 1st down.
Call it the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for Arkadelphia, nursing a 7-0 lead. Lanius wants to throw, rolling right side. Fires downfield. It's going to be intercepted. Robert McNeely at the Benton 43-yard line. One thing from the press box, you're not as close to the field as you'd like to be, but we can really see McNeely do a good job of playing center field and reacting to the football.
Lanius overthrew the receiver there, and Robert, I didn't think he was going to get there in time. He looked a little slow committing, but he got there and got the interception, and it's a big break for the defense.
So the offense gets the ball back, a pretty good field position. Panthers at their own 43-yard line. 7:40 to go to the first half. 7-0 your score. Arkadelphia over Benton for the first time in the game. Dwight Fight splits receivers wide right and wide left. McGee to the near side. Scott Long to the far side. Backs in a bone. Jumper to throw. He's got time. Now the protection collapses, and there goes Tommy. Down back at the 37-yard line. Good defensive play. Rick Davis, 235-pound senior. It'll be second down. Now call it 17 yards to go. And credit the Arkadelphia defensive backfield because Tommy had time to make the initial throw.
Tommy was looking deep there, and I think the receivers he might have been needing to hit him was in the flat. Kurt Shannon looked wide open in the flat on the right side.
Second down, 17 yards to go as we approach the 7-minute mark in the first half. 7-0. Arkadelphia up top via a 36-yard touchdown pass. Jumper wants to throw again. Good block out in the backfield. Now Jumper in trouble and thrown down again back at the 30. Another loss of 7, so call it third down and a bunch. About 23 yards. And he did get nailed, but not before Bill Frog threw a pretty good block in the offensive backfield to kind of delay the sack.
The Badgers are sliding 8 men up on the line of scrimmage, and they're sending all of them hard and letting the other 3 do the pass defense, and so far it has worked.
Third and a mile. Benton needs to get to the Arkadelphia 47. Panthers have the ball on their own 30-yard line. Cornwell goes wide to the right. Scott Long, tight end left, back still in a bone. Jumper gives up the middle. Robert McNeely cuts across the 35, and that'll be it. They'll bring up a punting situation. Quickly, we check in with our man roving the sidelines, Mr. Bob Edmondson.
Well, the Panthers were certainly up, Steve and Jeff, after that big interception by Robert McNeely, but after several plays will not be able to make any yardage. It's going to have to go back to the Arkadelphia team, and I'm sure Coach Fight is telling his defense, hold them until halftime. We can't afford to let them have another touchdown.
Scott Long stands back at the 20. Another good snap, pretty good pressure. Scott gets the kick off. Browning is up for it, grabs it at the 34, across the 35, stutter steps, 40-yard line, spun to the turf there. Oh, it's kind of hold your breath time when Browning jiggles those feet. Credit Greg Holmes with a good defensive play. It's kind of like tackling Muhammad Ali when Browning gets into a shuffle.
He does a lot of floating like a butterfly, doesn't he?
He is one tough customer. Dwight Fight compared Browning to former Nebraska star Johnny Rogers. Give you an idea what kind of talent Browning has. He comes near side of the field. Finley goes split to the far side. First and 10 for Arkadelphia. Ball on its own 39-yard line. The give to Fort. He crashes across the 45 to the 46 before Bobby Van Cleve can get him. So it'll be second down, 4 yards to go. Clock running down, under 5 minutes to play in the first half. And this is an awful big possession right here for Arkadelphia.
The Badgers will be trying their best to get the 2-touchdown lead going into the half.
Twin receivers to the left side. Browning in the slot. Russell goes wide side. Backs in an eye. The give to Fort. He's going to be close to a first down. Called about a half a yard shy. Let's see where the referee spots the ball. Yeah, about a couple of inches shy. Bobby Van Cleve once again with the hit. And if Arkadelphia continues to try the middle, you can look for a lot of tackles tonight from Bobby Van Cleve. And one thing I've noticed about Van Cleve through the first 3 games, pretty short-tacular. If he gets his hands on a back, he's going to bring him down.
He's a solid and very steady ball player.
It'll be third down, less than a yard to go for Arkadelphia, and I believe the Badgers may have taken a little extra time. There goes the flag. The hands are all pointing on the Benton side, saying, let's move that football back. And for the second time this ball game, Arkadelphia, an offensive mistake turns a short third down situation into a third, and now 5.5 yards to go. But the last time this happened, Benton got burnt.
Exactly. It was 3rd and 1 before when the motion penalty against the Badgers put them back, and they hit for the touchdown to the tight end. Let's hope it doesn't happen this time.
Here we go, 3rd and 6. Arkadelphia the ball on its own 42-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Arkadelphia leading 7-0. Lonnie, it's the throw to McGee. He's got him at midfield. Into Benton territory, down to the Benton 37-yard line. Robert McNeely and Craig Lincoln combined for the hit, and I believe it was a little deja vu there. Same play to McGee right over the middle.
Same play, just didn't score this time.
So Arkadelphia threatening to increase their 7-0 lead. First and 10, Benton 37-yard line. Clock 3:50 to play in the first half. Finley comes wide to the near side. Browning in the slot. The pitch goes to Fort. Bailey running right side, hard for a first down. Finally spun down by McNeely and Shane Smith at the Benton 21-yard line. That was Bruce Bailey, as once again it was student body right, and Arkadelphia having great success right now moving the football down deep in Benton territory at the Panther 20-yard line, and with 3:30 to play in the first half, Arkadelphia looks like a good bet to add to their 7-0 lead. Baxton and I behind quarterback John Lanius. Lanius turns, gives to Fort, goes off left tackle for 3, maybe call it 3.5 as he gets down to the Benton 16-yard line. Second down, 6.5 yards to go. And the clock down to 3:10 in running. And if Arkadelphia, according to John Outlaw, works this right, Benton's not going to have much time to work with. Second down, 6.5 yards to go. The ball at the Benton 16-yard line. Twin receivers to the left side. Baxton and I. Lanius turns, gives to Bailey. Stripped up at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a couple. Greg Mundy and Bobby Van Cleve jumping up from his linebacker spot. So it'll be third down and a big 3 yards to go. The ball at the Benton 14-yard line. The clock at 2:40 and running to go in the first half. Arkadelphia leading the Panthers 7-0. Russell comes wide to the near side. Browning goes wide to the far side. Back still in an eye. Fort and Bailey behind Lanius. Benton, 4-man front. Lanius options left side, turns it in. He'll have a first down. 10-5, reaches. He is in for the touchdown. Tremendous individual effort by John Lanius. It looked like Robert McNeely was going to get Lanius at about the 1, but Lanius smelled that end zone and reached in for the score, and it's 13-0 Arkadelphia.
Coach Mike said that Lanius was a deceptive runner and that he just runs just enough to keep you honest, and that was a good case of backing up what the coach says.
Lanius' 4th touchdown of the season puts Arkadelphia up 13-0. Andy Russell gets his steps down to attempt the point after. Awaiting the snap. The hold's down, the kick is up, and he drills it through the middle. And Russell has a foot. The score, 14-0 Arkadelphia. Let's take a 30-second break. Lewis Stadium. Big homecoming crowd. A little worried at this point, and they have right to be. Benton trailing the state's number 3 team by a score of 14-0. A little over 2 minutes to play in the first half. Jeff Reed's got a few offensive numbers for the Badgers that don't look good if you're a Benton fan.
With not even halftime yet, and the Badgers have 164 yards total offense.
Russell's kick is high. It's going to send Shane Smith, who has trouble handling it, back to the 10-yard line. Cuts across the field, and he's down at the 12-yard line. Darren Gwynn with the tackle for Arkadelphia, and you cannot afford to even misplay the ball just the slightest against a team like Arkadelphia with so much team speed. You make a mistake, and, buddy, they make you pay real quick.
This is definitely a game of speed against power, and so far speed is doing the job.
So Benton 89 yards away from pay dirt, trailing 14-0. Panthers now have almost gone 6 quarters without scoring a touchdown. Gotta worry, Coach Dwight Fife. Near side is Jason McGee. Jumper, option right side. He's going to keep, tries to split 2 Arkadelphia Badgers. Works the ball out to the 15. It'll be second down, 7 yards to go. Fired up defensive front. Greg Somerville and Fred Owens combined for the hit. Arkadelphia, if you're wondering, is a veteran defensive unit. All seniors and juniors, and they've done a good job keeping the Benton offense under wraps tonight. Second down, call it 7 yards to go. The clock important. Inside a minute, 40 seconds to go in the first half. Panthers trail 14-0. Jumper turns, gives straight up the middle. Not much there. Call maybe a gain of 2.5 yards. Make it third down and about 3 yards to go. Craig Lincoln got the call. Craig on the season now moved into the top spot on the rushing charts. Ended the ball game 41 carries for 213 yards. And the clock rolls near a minute. This is an awful big third down because Arkadelphia needs about 40 seconds to put more points on the board. Here we go. Big third down, 2 yards to go. Jumper turns. He's going to throw the ball. Now turns it up inside, leans forward. He's going to be close to a first down. Jeff Reed shaking his head like we're close but not close enough. What do you think, Jeffrey? It's now the referee disagrees, and gives Benton the first down. Let's move the chains, and we're inside 50 seconds to go in the first half. Big first down. Now Jason McGee comes in with the play from Coach Dwight Fite. Gives word to Tommy Jumper, and the Panthers break the huddle. Scott Long, one big catch tonight, comes near side tight end. Far side split end is Jason McGee, right on the Arkadelphia sideline. Backs in the bone. Jumper looks over the 5-man front, takes the snap. Options near side. Watch out. There goes Tommy, slammed down in the backfield. Big defensive play by Rick Davis, 235-pound senior. Either he caught an opening in the Benton offensive line or just plain whipped somebody, but he was in there awfully quick.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys took.
And they were next.
Oh, just about set to go at the second half. Your score, Arkadelphia 14, Benton nothing. Only a half to go. Jeff Reed, at least Benton had plenty of time, homecoming halftime, to get things together. That was a long break.
It was a very long break, and hopefully it got the Badgers' legs still, and will slow them down a little bit. Benton needs to have a good half here and have something happen quick to get back in this game.
Well, we'll see the Arkadelphia offense first. Randy Russell to kick off. High, end-over-end kick. Browning will not field. It's the short man at the 15 across the 20, 25. Watch out. One man, McNeely. And the return man goes down at the 47-yard line, coming up from behind to help with the tackle on Bailey, Rodney Wright. It was kind of like the safety man McNeely was waiting for the return man Bailey to make one last move, and why he took that time, Rodney Wright jumped on his back. So Arkadelphia will start the second half in great field position, 1st and 10 on its own 47-yard line. Lanius with Fort and Bailey in the eye behind him. The give to Fort right up the middle. He's stuck at the line of scrimmage, leans forward for 2.5, maybe 3. Scott Long, Randy Russell, Heath Nix, Panther defensive front did a good job. It'll be second down, 7.5 yards to go. Crowd really entertained at halftime. Benton, drill team, or pep squad, or whatever it was, did a tremendous job at the half and put on a great show. It'll be second down, 7.5 yards to go. Twin receivers right side. The pitch back to Bailey. Running right. He's going to be close to a first down. Randy Russell with the tackle as Bailey gets close to the Benton 40-yard line. And that's where they're going to spot the football at in between the 40 and 41. The first down marker is at the 38. So call it 3rd and 2.5. Inside 11 minutes to go, third quarter. Arkadelphia leading 14-0. Big play, Jeff Reed.
The Benton defense needs to put a little life back in this place.
Receivers split left and right. Backs tighten the eye to quarterback Lanius. Long count. Lanius gives to Bailey left side. He'll have the first down. As he gets to the 37-yard line, Scott Long, good hit at the line of scrimmage along with Bobby Van Cleve. But it's a first down for Arkadelphia as they move the chains. First down, Badgers at the 37. Badgers working left to right on your radio dial and holding a 14-0 lead, looking to get on the board early in the second half. Out of the ball game, Robert McNeely limping a bit. In goes Jason McGee. Here comes Browning on the counter. There goes the football. The Panthers are on it. They have a break. Ball flew into the air on the counter, and Bill Lincoln was there to cover it. And, oh, the crowd comes to its feet and pumps some juice into the Panther following, and they really needed a break like that.
They really did, and Bill Lincoln was there. The ball laid on the ground for a few minutes. I think you probably heard us holler for him to go get it.
We're going to check in with Bob Edmondson in just a second. Notice Rusty Winfield is sitting alone on the Panther bench. Maybe he can get a check on his condition along with Robert McNeely's. And we know McNeely's all right because he comes out on the offensive front. McNeely in the backfield, along with Craig Lincoln and Kirk Shelnut. Jake Goheen goes wide to the right side. Panthers' first offensive series of the second half. Jumper on the option, turns it up. He's nailed. As he crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line, a host of Arkadelphia Badgers, Greg Somerville, 175-pound senior defensive end, leading the charge. Call it a gain of 1, call it 2nd and 9. Monty Cornwell in with the play. Coach Dwight Fight right below us, flanked by Jason McGee and Jake Goheen. Panthers using 3 split ends. Monty Cornwell comes near side, split end. Scott Long goes to the right side, splits himself about 4 yards from the tackle. Jumper, play action. Here comes the rush, and there goes Tommy. Thrown to the ground at the 25-yard line, and Arkadelphia is not fighting for the fake at all. 3 Badgers, white shirts, covered Tommy Jumper, and as a result, the Panthers with a 3rd and 17, the ball back at the Benton 28-yard line.
Arkadelphia, when they get Benton in a passing situation, does nothing but rushes. They don't pay attention to fakes or anything.
Jason McGee comes near side. Scott Long, right side, tight end. Backs in a bone as Jumper looks left, looks right, play action, rolls, stumbles, regains his footing, looking. Now he's going to turn it upfield and run, and he's down at the 29-yard line after a gain of maybe a yard and a half. And on comes the punt team, and the Panthers forced to give the ball up on their first possession after the fumble recovery by Bill Lincoln. And once again, it's hold your breath time as Dennis Browning sits deep at the Arkadelphia 30-yard line, and he's been inches away from just breaking one wide open tonight.
If he does have a chance to break one, it'll probably break this game wide open. Benton needs to keep it at a 2-touchdown deficit.
Long has trouble with the low snap, gets the kickoff. It's a line drive. It bounces at the Arkadelphia 40. Browning fields it at the 31, runs left. He's hit and down. Great tackle by Bobby Van Cleve at the 31-yard line. There goes a penalty flag, and I believe Randy Russell may have been the victim of a clip.
I think they got Randy right in the back of his number 37.
Boy, I got to see up here that play form. And Randy Russell was running down the field like a man possessed. He was going after Browning. He was nailed by an illegal block, or Browning may have been history.
They may have done that to save Mr. Browning, because Randy had a head of steam going if it had hit him.
Oh, you talk how special teams plays are so important. That turns into about a 60-yard gain for Benton on the punt and pins Arkadelphia back at its 19-yard line. As long as this is a 2-touchdown game with about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, it's a ball game. 3, it's over.
You got to feel that way.
Finley comes wide to the near side. Browning goes left side. Back still at an eye behind the cool senior quarterback, John Lanius. Looked like there was motion. There goes a penalty flag. Running hard is Bailey. He's in the secondary. He's got a first down, but this one is coming back.
They probably should have let him run that way. Maybe he'd get tired. Benton knew it was coming back.
Well, Bailey can thank his buddy Fort, the up back in the eye, who tried to get a quick start, trying to help his pal out. And as a result, it's going to cost Arkadelphia 5 more yards. So now it'll be 1st and 15. And penalties are really helping the Panthers at this point. Arkadelphia backed up to its own 12, and boy, could we use a turnover at this point.
Yeah, a turnover if the defense can just hold here, and Benton will get the ball in good field position. As we saw earlier, the Badger punting game does not look to be real stout.
Browning wide left. Finley wide right side. Lanius looks at the 4-man front, and there goes another penalty flag. A little waiting this time, and they're the clapping on the Panther defensive front.
I think the left side of the line and the right side of the line in the backfield all had 3 different snap counts, and they all took off at different times, and finally the ball was snapped.
John Outlaw across the way, the fine head coach of Arkadelphia, hands on his hips, head down. Saying we've got these guys 14 points down, but let's not spot them. What is it now? 1st and 25 from the Arkadelphia 9. Oh, man. They'll call it even more than 25. Have to get out to the 28. Call it about first down and 20. About first and 20 back at the 19-yard line for Arkadelphia. Lanius turns, gives to Bailey. He'll run the right side for about 3 or 4 out to the 13. Randy Russell, along with look like Heath Nix, combined for the hit. It'll be second down and call it 17 now for Arkadelphia. Badgers, last thing they want to do is turn over the football, especially the way their defense has been playing. 6:50 to go in the third quarter. 14-0 Arkadelphia. There had been a knock on the Badger defense coming into the ball game.
The Badger defense has given up a lot of points and a lot of yardage, but it's been very strong tonight.
The pitch to Bailey, running right side. He'll just gain short yardage. Good pursuit by the Benton defense. Looked like Bobby Van Cleve shot over from his linebacker spot. Got some good support on the left side. Looked like Heath Nix held ground along with Randy Russell.
Excuse me there, Steve. Heath Nix did a good job fighting off 2 blockers and turning the play inside and allowing the pursuit to come in and get the play. Now we got 3rd and 15. Let's hold them.
And wholesale changes for Arkadelphia on the 3rd and 15 yards to go. The ball out at the Arkadelphia 14-yard line. Andy Russell spreads himself out wide to the left side. Lanius, here comes the draw to Bailey. He's in the secondary. He's got a first down across the 30 to the 33. Randy Russell finally with the hit, and they mark the ball at the 34-yard line. And for the second time on this ball game, Benton has been burnt by the draw. 1st and 10 Arkadelphia. The ball at the Badger 35-yard line. And that play developed in front of the Benton sidelines. You know, Don Fulcher had to be pulling his hair out on that play. Browning comes wide to the near side. Finley goes to the far side. Shane Smith up in the line of scrimmage to contest Browning. The give goes to Ford. He's into the secondary, still running out over the 45 and close to midfield. And now he does bust into Benton territory at the Panther 47-yard line for a first down. Now Bailey over 100 yards on the ball game. 18 carries, 104 yards. And Arkadelphia with 5:30 to go in the third quarter, threatening to put this one away. Backs in the eye. Bailey, the deep back. Fort, the up back. Lanius to throw over the middle. He's got a man. Russell with the reception at the 40, 39-yard line. Monty Cornwell over for the hit. It's going to be close to another Badger first down. The officials spot the ball at the 37. Still eyeing the first down marker. They'll call it second and make it a half a yard. Inside 5 minutes to play in the third quarter, and things don't look good. Arkadelphia moving and leading 14-0. Browning. Lanius turns and gives to Fort. He goes right over the left side for the first down. Craig Lincoln with the hit along with Kirk Shelnut. Call it a gain of 6 yards. And another first down for Arkadelphia at the Benton 31-yard line. It appears now that Arkadelphia may be wearing down the Benton defense.
The Arkadelphia offense is starting to click.
Lanius takes his time, now under center. Pitches back to Bailey, running right side. 30-yard line, 25-yard line, still struggles forward to the 21-yard line. Good determination by Randy Russell. The key in bringing down Bailey, who continues to roll up the yardage. It'll be second down, now call it a yard and a half, or maybe a yard as they spot the ball at the Benton 21-yard line. 4:14 to play in the third quarter. Arkadelphia on the move deep in Benton territory, leading 14-0. Lanius gives to Fort, runs right side, has the first down, still running, 15, 10, down to the 9-yard line, shredding the Panther defense. You can count the Panthers that had a shot. Craig Lincoln, Randy Russell, both had a hand on Fort, managed to work his way forward to the 9-yard line, and Fort, after a slow start, is starting to pick up.
Fort's up to 11 carries for 62 yards, so he's eyeballing that 100-yard mark too.
So Arkadelphia first and goal to go. Spot the ball just inside the 10. Lanius directs Browning with his left hand. Now goes under center. Turns, gives to Fort. This time he gets nothing as he's nailed at the line of scrimmage. Benton defense getting up slower and slower after each play. Greg Mundy, Bobby Van Cleve combined for the hit. It'll be second and goal to go. Arkadelphia changing almost 2 at a time. And they just have a lot of talent, and it's deep on offense.
They definitely have a lot of good skill people, and Benton's defense looks a little worn and ragged right now.
2nd and goal to go. Benton 5-man front. Lanius options left, pitches back to Bailey, running for the corner. He's nailed in the backfield and forges forward for just a yard. Good job on the corner by the Panther defense, stopping Bailey across the field. Among others in there for the hit, Roger Barker, the sophomore in the ball game, doing a good job on the end. It'll be 3rd down, goal to go, and they spot the ball at the 8-yard line. Should Arkadelphia come up empty on this drive, it'll be a little momentum for the Benton Panthers. Backs in an eye. Lanius fires it over to Browning. Makes a move. 10, 5. Great tackle by Randy Russell at the 3-yard line, coming back from his defensive end spot. It'll be 4th and goal to go. They just flipped it out to Browning, who backed up a step or two and said, go with it. And boy, Randy Russell saved the day.
Timeout Badgers here. They have a good kicker in Andy Russell, so you got to figure if they want to go for the touchdown here in case they miss it, get bitten in a hole, or go for the 3.
Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. Your score, Arkadelphia 14, Benton nothing. E.W. Lewis Stadium. John Outlaw has finished his conference with his Arkadelphia Badgers and is elected to go for the field goal. Russell is going to spot the ball, place his tee at the 11, make it a 21-yard attempt. And if anything's on our side this time, Jeff Reed, it's the angle. Severe angle to the right side. Russell will spot it. The tee is down at the 10. The snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up. It's going to be close. It is good. Oh, it just snuck in on the right side. It's 17-0 Arkadelphia. Down to the sidelines. Bob Edmondson, what's the attitude down there?
Steve, it's just not the greatest right now. Several Panthers playing with injuries. Of course, number 37, Randy Russell, took a lick to his left elbow starting out the second half of play. During Dr. Stewart is taking a look at it right now on the sideline, and he's had ice on it. Rusty Winfield, he is out for the rest of this ball game. He's an offensive lineman, injured left knee, and he has an ice pack on it right now. So the Panther defense especially is really being bunged up right now because of they're out there playing so much. I just saw the trainer take the ice pack off of Rusty Winfield's left knee, and it looks like that he might possibly try to play, Steve.
You better get out of the way there. You may get injured. This is not a good night. 17-0, but we still have plenty of time. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Oh, something big needs to happen for Benton to get back in this ball game. Russell, end-over-end kick. McNeely fields it at the 8, 10, 15, middle of the field, 20. He is nailed. I stop as McNeely stops. He didn't get hit by one Arkadelphia Badger. There are at least 5 white shirts. Arkadelphia, well-drilled team. And looking at the scores they've posted this year, they know nothing about letting up.
And they kind of go for the throat a lot, kind of the no take no prisoner type attitude, and they're aggressive team.
So Benton in big trouble, trailing 17-0. Inside 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. In danger of going down for the second time this season. Panthers have not scored in close to 7 quarters. Jumper, play action, rolls near side of the field. Here comes the rush, eludes the pressure, goes forward and is nailed at the 20. Thrown out of bounds. There goes a flag, and I believe they got a little rough with Tommy Jumper, who just rolls the football towards the Arkadelphia Badger, Greg Somerville, who got a little too active on the sideline.
Greg has been watching too much championship wrestling and threw him down out of bounds.
So here comes the penalty, and a big step off. Well deserved. Out to the 36-yard line. Anything helps at this point. Inside 2 minutes to play in the third quarter as Monty Cornwell brings in the play from Dwight Fite. The Fighting Panthers have the ball first down and 10 on their own 36-yard line, trailing in this ball game 17-0. Monty Cornwell goes wide to the right side. Scott Long, tight end, near side of the field. Tommy Jumper turns, takes a quick look at his backfield, now under center. Arkadelphia, it looks to be a 6-man front. Jumper, options right side, looking to pass, steps up, here comes the pressure, eludes 2 or 3. Badger still going forward. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. He made like magician and simply made moves to avoid. I didn't count them, Jeff. Do you get about 6 Badgers?
He definitely did a lot of dancing there with the Arkadelphia guys and couldn't pick a partner, and they couldn't get a hold of him. But Tommy did an outstanding job just getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Arkadelphia putting a lot of folks in the line of scrimmage and just coming at Tommy. They're not falling for many fakes. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the Benton 36-yard line. Goheen, near side of the field is the split end. Jumper, options far side. Pitches back to Lincoln. He's going to be hit and down after a gain of 1. Coming up from the corner spot, Donnie Thomas, a 165-pound senior. So it'll be third down, 8 yards to go as Jason McGee brings in the play. What do you think, Jeff Reed? What do you think of work against this Arkadelphia defense at this point, inside a minute to play, third quarter?
Benton's definitely going to have to do something, I think, passing the ball and something that will hit quick because Jumper's just not getting much time to throw it.
With Rusty Winfield out of the ball game, he's still sitting on the bench alone and attending to his knee. That really hurts the offensive line. Jumper back to pass. He's got a little time. Now he's got no time. Fires in the flat for Shelnut. He's going to catch the ball, but going to be far shy of a first down as he gets across the 40-yard line to the 42, and on comes the punt team. Fourth down and 5 yards to go. And with Scott Long's passing ability, and inside a minute to play in the third quarter, down 17 points, who knows? If there was ever a time to fake and stay in the game, this may be it.
That might be an interesting call, Steve.
Here we go. They give no evidence they're going to fake this punt. Long back gets the snap, and my call was wrong. High, deep punt. The third quarter. Buzzer goes off. Browning fields it across the 30, 32. He's still going before 5 Panthers converge for the hit. We've played 3 quarters. Your score, Arkadelphia 17, Benton nothing. Let's take a 60-second break. Arkadelphia has changed quarterbacks. Kyle Muse into the game. His first play at quarterback, not too productive. Called a loss of 2, second down, 12 yards to go. And John Outlaw resting his ace, Lanius, in the offense to this point, Jeff Reed, very productive.
The offense for the Badgers has been extremely good. For the Benton, it's been a little slow. The Panthers only have 3 first downs in the game.
Second down, 12. Bailey, right side, running hard. Scott Long, Randy Russell combined for the hit, but not before Bailey gains 5 yards and call it third down and 6. And they mark the football at the 38-yard line. Third down, 6 yards to go for Arkadelphia. Wide to the right side, Warren Finley. In the slot to the right side is Browning. Baxton and I, Benton 4-man front. The pitch to Bailey, left side, he slips and falls. Scott Long, quick to cover him. It'll be fourth down, 7 yards to go. And Arkadelphia, rare times, they're going to punt the ball. Kicker has to really get that leg warmed up. Second time this game, and probably maybe about the third or fourth time all year.
I don't know about the previous games, but I doubt if they punt a lot. I mean, yeah, punt very much, excuse me.
Finley, back at the 11, still warming the leg up. His first punt was terrible, about the only thing Arkadelphia has done poorly tonight. Gets the snap. Return is set up for Benton. Long kick. Goheen backing up at the 20. Runs right side, goes left, has got nothing. There goes the penalty flag. Either they got Jake with a face mask, or there was an illegal block by Tommy Jumper. And let's see what the officials call at this point. Any guesses?
Got to be a clip, Steve.
And the referee picks up the yellow flag, and yes, it is a clip. And the Benton offense is going to be in quite a hole, trailing 17-0 with just over 10 minutes to go. Bob Edmondson on the sidelines, flanked. I guess if you count it, he's the homecoming king. He's next to all the homecoming royalty. Oh, Robert, how are things set down there?
Well, I think we do the Benton Panther team good if they could score at least one touchdown. You know, if we got out of it with a 17-7 score, that would certainly be better than 17-0 or more. Of course, as you said, Panthers haven't scored in more than 7 quarters of football.
Oh, what a drought. Let's hope they end it soon. 1st and 10. Panthers backed up on their own 9-yard line as we start the 4th quarter. Jumper gives right side. Kirk Shelnut. Shelnut trips and falls after a gain of a couple, slams his fist to the ground, obviously out of frustration. And this has been a frustrating 2 weeks for the Benton Panthers. Call it 2nd down now and maybe 15 yards to go as they spot the ball at the Panther 12-yard line.
It's not a situation you want to be in when you're down 17-0 to start out 1st and 20.
Let's hope Dwight Fite sent in that 88-yard play we need. 9:40 to play in this ball game, 17-0. And the Benton fans showing their loyalty, sticking around to the end. And now the referees correcting, or the officials correcting a mistake, mine too. Instead of a 1st and 25 after the penalty, it should have been 1st and 10, and now they moved the chains back.
Yeah, they marked the chains from where the flag was thrown, then marked off the yardage, and I was wondering about that. I got to thinking, how could it be clipping in that situation? It had to be something after the ball was dead, but they've corrected it now.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. Check it instead of 15. Jumper to throw, firing for long in triple coverage, incomplete. Tommy's pass well overthrown, really a touch pass, trying to catch Scott out in the flat. It'll be 3rd down, now 7 yards to go. The ball at the 13 of Monty Cornwell. Brings in the play from Coach Dwight Fite. He's got a long run to get to that Benton huddle. Panthers camping back at their own 5-yard line. Monty came up with a big pass reception last week over the middle.
Yeah, it's off a deflection, I believe, and he has good hands, and they may try to hit him here.
Cornwell wide to the near side of the field. Scott Long, tight end far side. Backs in a bone. Jumper turns. Wants to throw. He's looking for Cornwell. Now flares it out to Craig Lincoln. Cutting across the 15. Dives forward for the 1st down to the 20. Good individual effort by Craig Lincoln is the reason Benton offense is still in business with the 1st down at its own 20-yard line. And you hold 4 fingers up. 1st down number 4. What's the latest tally on the Arkadelphia 1st down situation?
The Badgers have 13.
13 1st downs for the Arkadelphia Badgers. More importantly, 17 points. Benton looking to put its first points of the ball game on the board. 1st and 10 Panthers on their own 20-yard line. To give Lincoln, crashes right side for 2. Make it 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Donnie Thomas, along with Fred Owens and Derek Sally, combined for the hit. It'll be 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Arkadelphia ranked 3rd in the state, and I don't know too many 4A teams that are going to beat this club, never mind 3A schools.
You can't think of many teams in the state that have the offensive firepower of the Badgers.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. The Benton Pep Squad comes to life, trying to ignite the Panthers. There goes the football, and Arkadelphia covers it at the Benton 25-yard line. It's like Robert McNeely just never had a handle on the football, and Arkadelphia in business. And let's see who comes out at quarterback. Will it be Lanius or Muse?
Well, I think Lanius is coming back, Steve.
No, they're going to stick with the 2nd teamer, Muse. You have to wonder if something may be wrong with Lanius, or Coach just may be resting him for Camden next week. 8 minutes to play in this football game, and Arkadelphia well in control. 17-0 lead, 1st and 10 on the Benton 25-yard line. Panthers 3-man front. Here comes the rush. There go penalty flags as the Arkadelphia ball carrier is thrown down at the line of scrimmage. And wait till they sort out the flags. Either be a gain of 1, and it's going to be motion against Arkadelphia. got a choice between a 2nd and 9 and a 1st and 15. Referee makes his way out. Penalty will go against Arkadelphia. 5-yard penalty. It's almost time to start thinking about next week. And another tough ball game.
The Panthers will be in War Memorial Stadium against Little Rock Catholic, ranked number 9 in the state by Associated Press, and playing tonight about 10 miles up the road against the Bryant Hornets.
Well, let's hope Bryant had some good luck. Don't want to get Catholic too mad, but hopefully John Brainerd and company may have pulled what would be considered, I guess, a minor upset. Bryant plays Catholic well. Receiver far side of the field, Browning near side of the field. Muse to throw, receiver falls down. Ball incomplete, slipped through the hands of Monty Cornwell. And it looked like Shane Smith or Jason McGee out there sliding to try to make the interception. And it was Shane Smith. Just Benton's luck, just about a yard or two away from that. 2nd down, 15 yards to go. Muse, a left-hander. His back's in an eye. The pitch back to Beavers in the ball game. Goes right side. He's met at the line of scrimmage and thrown down after a gain of 1 yard. Make it 3rd down and 14 yards to go. Randy Russell, Greg Mundy. And the defense, Jeff Reed, considering how long they've been on the field, they've really done a pretty good job tonight.
How long the defense has played is comparatively speaking to what the Badgers have done against other teams.
Yeah.
They've held them to 17 points, and that's an achievement right there.
3rd and 14. Pitch to the deep eye back. Runs left side. Good play made by Craig Lincoln on the corner. Stops Fletcher Tinch at the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 13 yards to go. John Outlaw showing a little class at this time in the ball game. A lot of people interested in rankings might keep the first team backs in there to run up the score, but we've got Muse, Fletcher Tinch, along with Beavers in the backfield. And here comes what looks to be the field goal team.
Yes.
And the leg we've seen on this kicker, this will be an attempt of maybe 46 yards, and the kid can get it there.
Yes. Kind of a interesting side note. If you didn't know better, you could confuse these kickers for twin brothers. If they played on the same team, we have Benton's Randy Russell and Arkadelphia's Andy Russell.
Randy would win a fight between the two, but if it came down to kicking, I had to go with this kid, this Andy Russell. He's shown a lot on these point afters, and this is something for down the line, maybe. Arkadelphia in a close ball game, maybe wanting to attempt a 45-yard field goal. You can see what Russell will do under a game-like situation. So here they go at 46 yards as Russell steps it off. Russell, a sidewinder, approach it from the left side. The hold is good. The kick is high. Does it have enough leg? No. Robert McNeely is going to return it out to the 2, the 5. Didn't get to the 5 at the 4-yard line, and that was an ill-advised move. After he dropped and fumbled the ball in the end zone, he still had an opportunity to down the football. Instead, he decided to return it.
I think on touchback, though, Steve, once the ball gets into the end zone, just like on a kickoff, it cannot be returned.
Still wasn't a wise decision.
You're right. We were saved there.
Oh, so it's 1st and 10 for the Panthers. The only hope now is to break the shutout. This game is over. 6:40 to play in the ball game. 17-0 Arkadelphia. Tommy Jumper hanging tough under center. Back to pass. Here comes the rush. Steps up into the pocket. He's going to run the football. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Squirts forward to the 21. He's met rather rudely there and thrown out of bounds. Donnie Thomas and Greg Somerville combined for the hit. Another long run for Tommy Jumper, but it was left to right instead of north to south, so it'll be 2nd down, 9 yards to go for Benton. And Jumper has just had all kinds of trouble getting the time to set up and throw the ball.
The time to throw has not been there tonight, and Tommy has done an outstanding job making a lot of losses into 1- and 2-yard gains, scrambling.
Sam McCampbell filling in tonight for Rusty Winfield, who's been hobbled. Jumper, play action, avoids one Arkadelphia Badger. Here comes another, somehow gets the football off. It goes off the hands of Scott Long, who was met as soon as he got a finger on the football. It'll be 3rd down and 9 yards to go. It just seems when you watch Arkadelphia in motion, they have like 13 people on the field, 4 on the quarterback, 3 when the ball gets to the receiver. And then speed, no substitute for speed, and it's something Dwight Feist will honestly tell you Benton doesn't have this year.
The difference in the speed of the two teams has been obvious tonight. It's the difference in the ball game.
So it'll be 3rd down, 9 yards to go for Benton. The ball at the 21-yard line. Scott Long, tight end right side. Jumper looking for Long, and while he's looking, he gets nailed. He wasn't thrown to the ground, but he was completely covered. The referee showed mercy and blew the whistle for a loss. It's immaterial at this time, probably a couple of yards. There for the defensive play, Ricky Davis, who's had an outstanding game at nose guard. Scott Long was open, and so was Mr. Davis. The result was a sack. Scott Long back at the 5. The scouts that have come to this ball game to watch Scott, college scouts, have got a good look at his leg tonight. He's done a good job punting the ball. Another high punt. Browning, dangerous. Takes it at midfield, works right, and watch out. He's down the sideline, 35, makes a move at the 30. Greg Holmes finally stops him at the 29-yard line. Oh, man. 1st down for Arkadelphia. Bob Edmondson on the sideline, flanked on the right side by that looks to be Kelsey Dedman, big number 36, who's hobbled by an injury.
That's certainly right, Steve. Of course, this has been a very physical ball game for the Panthers. A lot of Panthers with ice packs on knees, elbows, hands, tape jobs. So it's going to be a big job for Coach Dwight Feist to get them ready for next week's game against Catholic.
Maybe you can check with Kelsey and see how he's coming along in his rehabilitation there, how long he's going to be out.
Okay.
It'll be 2nd down, 9 yards to go for Arkadelphia. Well, the clock running down, close to 5 minutes to play in the ball game. And this game is in the books. There's time remaining, but it would take a miracle. I think we're winning the battle of the fans tonight. The Benton band is doing a good job, and the pep squad non-stop tonight, right under us here. Beautiful job. 2nd down, 9 yards to go for Arkadelphia. Give goes to Beavers right side of Bobby Van Cleef, wearing Henry Beavers like a glove. It'll be 3rd down, 6 yards to go for Arkadelphia. And if things stand up the way we've been going, we could see Mr. Andy Russell again from long range.
I believe the Badgers would like to work on their field goal case.
They've been very considerate tonight, not trying to run up the score. They've had opportunities. Lonnius Longon, their senior quarterback, along with all their offensive big weapons in Browning, Fort. Back gets the call over the left side for a gain of 2. Make it 4th down and 3 yards to go. Bailey, who is well over 100 yards, is out of the ball game. Be 4th down, 3 yards to go. And let's see what Coach Outlaw, they're going to go for it. They elect to go for the 4th down in favor of over the field goal. So it'll be 4th and 3. The ball's at the Benton 23-yard line. Panthers, 5-man front. Greg Mundy in the middle of it. Quick pitch right side to Beavers. Running hard. 22, 21, leans forward. It's way across the field, but it looks like Henry Beavers came up maybe a bit shy. I don't know. It's tough to see. It's a long way away. I don't see the defense coming off the field, so maybe Beavers did get it. Yes, he did. 3:20. Well, it looks like Arkadelphia may play beat the clock. See if they break 20. Backs in the eye. Henry Beaver. The deep eye back. Twin receivers left side. Muse the quarterback. Arkadelphia leading by 17. Muse turns, gives to the up back. He won't get a thing. Bobby Van Cleve over for the hit. It'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go. The Arkadelphia ball carrier slow to get to his feet here. And while they attend to that, Arkadelphia Badger will head down to the sidelines, check if Bob Edmondson has anything new for us. Robert?
Yeah, down on the sidelines with Kelsey Dedman, who has been out since the Little Rock McClellan ball game with a pulled hamstring. Kelsey, how's the injury coming along?
Well, it'll be better. I'll try to be back next week, just whatever coach says. I'm just waiting on what he says.
Do you think next week might be a little bit too early? Do you think you might ought to wait till the conference season, or it all depends on how things go this next week?
Well, the doctor says I'll be ready, but, you know, whatever coach wants to do, I'll just have to do what he does.
How did you exactly hurt it, Kelsey? We saw the replay. It looks like you were on the ground and someone fell over the top of you.
That's about what happened. I kind of, like, did the splits, and then I felt it tear when it happened. But that's about all that happened. I really just slipped and fell, and everybody fell on me.
It's one of those injuries that you were on the ground and nothing in the world that you could do to prevent it.
That's exactly what it was. Nothing I could do.
Well, what are the Panthers going to have to do this next week to get ready for Little Rock Catholic?
I really don't know. Just do what we've been doing. Just do it harder and do what we can do and do like we can do.
I haven't seen Fort Smith Northside or Central or anyone, but if I had to vote for the best team in the state, Arkadelphia definitely has one of the best teams in the state, don't they?
The best I've seen so far. You know, I feel we could beat them. I don't know.
It just didn't start out right, I guess. Okay. Thanks a lot, Kelsey. Kelsey Dedman, of course, defensive tackle and one of the members of the BAMM offense in the backfield when Benton needs that tough yardage. Back up to you, Steve.
Big and beautiful, right?
Big and beautiful.
It's been called other things, but it's been broken up combinations since Kelsey Dedman been sidelined. And boy, Jeffrey, Kelsey Dedman, really a big loss.
He really was. I remember talking to Coach Fight the first week that he's going to be out. He had faith in Heath Nix, the young sophomore who's playing in Kelsey's spot. But he said Kelsey sure does take up a lot of space in there, and at 6'4", 265, you can see how he does occupy a lot of space.
And the Arkadelphia Badgers still on the field. And while they attend to him, let's take a 30-second break. Your score, Arkadelphia 17, Benton nothing.
Susan, you know, homecoming, it's better if you win the game, but it's been a fun night, hasn't it?
It sure has.
Well, listen, how in the world did you get elected to be queen for the homecoming 87?
I don't know. The whole school just voted. And
here you are.
Happened.
I understand that you're also the captain of the drill team. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, your parents, and such as that.
My parents are Mary and Jim Lynch, and we own Crank Supermarket on Edison Avenue. And I work there, and that's about it. I have 4 brothers and sisters.
Well, I know someone who is homecoming queen, more than likely you probably are in a lot of activities at high school, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I'm a student council also.
You're student council. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Susan. You've been a nice queen. I wish we could have won. That's the only thing.
I know. It's always nice if you win homecoming.
Okay. Thank you very much. Back to you, Steve.
Bob, get out of their way there. You're ruining the homecoming display there. He's now worked his way over.
That's a rough interview to interview the homecoming queen when you're getting beat 17-0.
That's why you're on the sidelines there.
Tough job. Someone's got to do it, huh?
I guess Nelson Rainey now working his way up the stands, and not even Nelson at halftime could boost us to a victory, although we've done really better in the second half, getting outscored only 3-0, so Nelson can claim that as a award of some kind. 17-0. Arkadelphia on top. 2nd down and 10 as we resume action. Arkadelphia on the Benton 19-yard line. Give goes right side. Beavers got to gain a couple. Call it 3rd down and 7 yards to go. In at quarterback now, Blake Rogers, a 5'7", 145-pound sophomore. Heath Nix on the tackle. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Inside 3 minutes to play in the ball game, and it looks like Benton will go 8 quarters without a touchdown, and that is a real concern considering we're going up against another top-notch defense next week in Little Rock Catholic.
Little Rock Catholic is a very good defensive team. The only loss the Rockets have had was 3-0 last week to Northeast.
3rd down, 7 yards to go for Arkadelphia. Quarterback turns, gives to Beavers. He's going to be nailed far short of the 1st down. Give him a gain of 1. Greg Mundy, Scott Long, still plugging hard, combined for the hit. Here comes the field goal team. Andy Russell is going to get another shot. Line of scrimmage is the 17. Should spot it at the 23. Be a 33-yard attempt for Andy Russell. He was short from 46. Muse will hold. Under 2 minutes to play. 33-yard attempt for Andy Russell. Make that a 38-yard attempt. 5-yard penalty. And John Outlaw's got to be a little teed off at the number of 5-yard execution penalties tonight.
The Badgers have 1, 2, 3. They have 5 penalties of 5 yards, and they have 9 on the game. So the execution has not been as sterling as Outlaw would probably have liked.
In defense of Arkadelphia, coming off a highly emotional, tight ball game against Texarkana. And it's really hard to put out that kind of effort 2 weeks in a row, and they have certainly played well when you consider what kind of game they went through last week.
They have done very well.
17-0. Russell's kick is high, deep, and no good. Off to the right. I mean, that kid had plenty of leg. Just a little off to the right. So it's 1:30 to play in the ball game. The Panther offense comes onto the field one more time, trailing 17-0. And this would certainly be a momentum builder to get on the board, as I see Tommy Cody's going to get us a little action at quarterback. Senior, good athlete, getting a little playing time, his first of the year at quarterback. Scott Long stays in at tight end. Jake Goheen goes wide to the left side. Long count. Cody turns, gives, spinning up the middle for a gain of 3 yards, and there goes, flags are flying as Kirk Shellnut gets up after a gain of now mark at 5 as they mark the ball at the 25-yard line. And the referee quickly advances the ball to the 40. Big 15-yard step off. Personal foul against Arkadelphia. So the Panthers get a little help. Now 60 yards away from scoring. 1st and 10 as Jason McGee comes wide to the near side. Scott Long, tight end left. Greg Holmes in at fullback. Tommy Cody, your quarterback. Long count. Cody turns, gives, running hard on the left side is Craig Lincoln for a gain of 6 yards. He gets out to the 46, call it 2nd down, 4 yards to go, and now mass substitutions for Dwight Fight's Benton Panthers. Bill Lincoln into the ball game along with Monty Cornwell and Jamie Greer. First action, we've seen Greer now, a sophomore, into the ball game. Tommy Cody directing the attack. Turns, gives a quick look at the backfield. Now hands off up the middle. Bill Lincoln hit at the line of scrimmage, called a gain of maybe a yard, and make it 3rd down, 5 yards to go. And the clock winds down to 40 seconds to go in the ball game. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. 30 seconds. The Panthers are going to get in the end zone. They're going to have to move awfully quick. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Goheen, far side of the field. Scott Long, tight end, right side. Cody turns, options right, pitches it back. Met in the backfield and thrown down is Jamie Greer. And that should be the ball game. 4th down, 7 yards to go, but I don't believe the Panthers are going to get off another play. Jason McGee runs it in. And this one is history. Final score from C.W. Lewis Stadium. The 3rd-ranked Arkadelphia Badgers 17. Your Benton Panthers nothing. Let's take a 2-minute break.